Kia ora everyone, we're Tauihu Shorts. This is Tauihu, I'm Poate Rewera. This is Brad Harvey.
We have made a call for auteurs. Auteur, from our perspective, means either a writer-director, a single person, a writer-director, or a writer-directing team. They know what the story is about. They know cinematically how they want to express it. They know what themes they're dealing with, and it comes through in their script.
Tauihu Shorts is open to all genres, and as long as it has an iconic New Zealand feel to it.
Because New Zealand's such a young country and we are coming of age, we see a lot of coming of age stories, lots of kids stories. I think we're kind of just a little bit past that now. I think we've come of age and now we would kind of like to become adults and look at more adult stuff.
We're not specifically looking at Māori stories, but we're interested in Māori stories, but we like to look at the broad spectrum of New Zealand storytelling.
You can have a story on a spaceship or a story on an isolated farm, but it's still about the human condition. However, it's about the New Zealand human condition. It's a New Zealand film.
The projects that we greenlit stood out for us. Firstly, because the scripts were extremely well written, and they had good characters in them, and they had a story that had emotional resonance with us.
What we found lacking in a lot of the directors was that they didn't know the story well and they didn't know exactly what they were going to do with it. I'd say make sure you understand the script that you want to make, because we want you to talk to us about the script and your vision for it.
The first thing that we do is sit down and go through each of the scripts. All three of us read the scripts, every script. We read them blind, and usually we read 15 or 20 and then we'll talk about them.
We have a couple of bins. You're in or you're out. And so we...
three bins actually.
It's yes. 3 bins. What's the other one? Is
the
purgatory bin, which is the maybe bin. And after we read them all, then the out ones are put aside, and then we choose out of 20, go down to 12, and then to 6 in our final 2.
One of the 2 successful applicants last round was 6 pages and sparse. The other successful one was 17 pages and dense. But what each of them did was it took us on a journey that we didn't expect.
And those teams that we chose showed absolute passion for their projects. We saw very, very clearly that these teams wanted to make those films.
Behind all the antics that go on in the action of the story, at the end of the day, we always ask the question, what is the story about? Who is the story about? If you can clearly show us those things, you know, they'll probably get into our good box.
And the final thing that we really demand of teams is that this short film, in some way, shape or form, is actually going to take them on to their feature project.
Get away from thinking of it as a short film. Think of it as a story that you want to tell. Don't try and write it like in a short form immediately. Let it go and just follow where it takes you.